Amor, eu não consigo te esquecer. Sinto muito a sua falta. Mas é preciso mentir. Jamais diga a ele sobre nós.
Háblale, dile lo necesario, pon en práctica mentir. Cual si fuera un talento, eres diosa al fingir. Júrale que lo nuestro fue amistad, amigos pasajeros que te diste a respetar. Llórale, si lo ves alterado, dile que él es el mejor. El amor de tu vida, tu rey y tu campeón. Tiene un genio difícil de regir, feroz domesticado, lo amansas, buena actriz. Miéntele, tú lo domas con el don de tu ternura.
So, because my torso is going, my hip is gonna go to the opposite. And 1, and 2, and 3. Nada. Again. And 5, and 6, and 7. Nada.
Tranquila, tus secretos me los llevo hasta la tumba. No hay duda que si quiero ser tu dueño termina perdiendo. Pero si él pregunta,
Figure move like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's important you 1, 2, 3, and 4. Continuous, never stop. 1, 2, circle, hips, and 5. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
When I want to go to the central, I can practice like this. Weight on one leg, and now I'm gonna do E down, and I deeper and deeper. You can do 4, for example, and change. E down and down and down and change. Now you do 2. Help yourself. It's not the leg, it's the leg. It's helping me to show my hip forward. Down and down and down and down and down. Use down to swing your hip and to do the circle. Down and circle. E. E, 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 E. When I go down, there is a small bounce. And I'm doing E1 and 2 and
tú lo domas con el don de tu ternura. Tranquila.
Merengue basic. This is the regular merengue basic. Swing cadence. And 1, and 2.
Secretos me los llevo hasta la tumba. No hay duda que si quiero ser tu
There are different cadences. Cadence is the way that we can execute same movement. Okay? For example, basic on spot. Cadence figure 8. Figure 8.
제자리에서 할 때
With
여러 가지
variation,
방법으로 할 수가
right?
있는데 제자리 베이직에서 이렇게
This is the cadence.
요런 거.
Cadence swing. Swing.
거기다가
1,
스윙 올릴 수도
2,
있고
3, 5. Cadence merengue. 1,
이렇게
2,
내리게 스텝을
3,
주고 제자리에서 할 때
5, 6. Cadence bolero.
Yo era un simple amiguito de consuelo. No importa si él me quiere ver, no temas, yo no soy tan cruel. Un caballero no tiene memoria, hagamos el papel.
Like merengue that we were stepping. Okay, so I am using the merengue step to make my figure 8. You will never see me doing my figure 8 like that. Breath and go. 2, 3. Push, breath, go. 6, 7. Up. And then just leave and feel grounded. Think about waiting for the bus. It's taking too long. So I wait for the bus, right? In the moment that I'm am shifting, before I shift my weight, I need to push my hip diagonal, right? And in this moment, the movement comes backwards. But I am still sitting, like waiting for the bus, but now in my right. And now I'm gonna shift again.
이동하고 뒤로 보내면서
When I am here waiting for the bus again,
기다리고.
I collect ball of the foot, push it up, closing rib cage, releasing, and again. 1, 2, 3, collect, push it, wait for the bus, and 5, 6, 7, bounce.
요거 안 하려고 노력하시래요.
From the merengue, this bounce is normal because we are.
요렇게 메rengue
We need to try to imagine like our body is cut in two,
여기를 나누어서
right? So my rib cage works as an accordion.
여기 요 부분이
Close and
요렇게
open.
딱
In the moment I press and I start shifting my weight, I need to kind of divide that part.
여기서부터
So you see my
나누시는
upper
거죠.
body is not bouncing. Yes, stays. 1, 2, 3, push. 5, 6. It's not going like that. 1, 2, 3, 5. This is bouncing. I am continuing with the same line. Like imagine the ceiling is here. If the ceiling is here,
여기 천장이 있다고 생각하고 여기는 안 움직이는 거예요.
here.
여기 밑에만.
It's
여기
not, don't confuse this with I bend and my basic is bent.
헷갈리지 마세요. 이렇게 하는 건 아니라는 거죠.
This happens a lot in the US.
여러분들
All of them go
볼게요.
figure 8 on spot with the push. Prep and 1, 2, 3, push and 5, 6, 7, push and gotcha. Six bolero and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Like sharper movements. Same figure 8, but holding it up and tapping. And 1, 2, 3, tap, drop. 6, 7, tap. Pa derecho, tap, tap, tap. Mahal. 1, 2, 3, tap. 5, 6, 7, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 5, 6, 7, tap. Clear? You need to first shift your weight to your left if you're starting with your 1, right? So in this moment, we need to push, okay? So we need to feel, like to
피면서
push.
이쪽으로 보내요. 엉덩이 여기.
Push.
무릎을 피는 거와 같은 느낌인데
But instead of growing
위로
up,
가는 대신
I am,
저쪽으로.
it's like someone is pulling to the side, right? So I'm using that power from the floor to push it to the side. Here? And once I am here, I told you, if you isolate, but if you only isolate, this is not working. Help our movement to make bigger range.
얘를 일로 보내기 위해서 얘를 이렇게 든 거죠. 이렇게.
But I'm not doing this.
이건 아니죠.
Stay
만약에
isolated.
자꾸 이렇게 되면 그냥 제자리에서 이거 아이솔레이션만 먼저 연습을 하래요. 이건 먼저.
Plie. Push. Plie. Push. Plie. Push. Yes? So every time we go, this direction. opposite.
반대로? 반대로?
Opposite. 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 We are using this plie. This might happen in the same direction or in opposite direction. It just depends the way we shift the weight. When like my weight is going, my swing will go into the same direction, right? Same, 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 same. But if I swing and I push the opposite direction that I go, my swing will go into opposite hip, right? Hip opposite, 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 opposite. But the movement, like the fundamental, is the same for both. The only thing that I'm doing is changing my weight and pushing it. We are doing this. Fine. I don't even
그래서 몸무게
see
여기 안
there's
가는
no
거예요.
weight here.
엉덩이만
I'm
뒤로
like that.
가고 몸무게 안 가고
1, 2,
몸무게 가고
3,
안 가고
4. And now, instead of 5, I am doing
대신
5,
5 이러면
6,
밀어버리시는
7, 8.
Te advierto que mi cama es el suelo y no debes caer y no me dejo andar.
And swing it, swing it, swing it. And swing, swing, swing. Here, into the profile will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No tengo sentimientos.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Swing, cha cha, swing, cha cha, swing, cha cha, slide. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Stay with your frame connected. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, this is a different one. Swing, swing, tap, and swing, swing, tap, drop. Swing.
Mi niña, no tengo sentimientos. Estoy con el lado por dentro. Algunos ya le pagaron más porque yo no sé.
Swing with rotation. Plie. And push. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8.
Esa llamativa y yo soy un tiburón. Con el lado por dentro.
Plie. Push it out without transferring the weight. Okay?
여기 몸무게 안 가고 저쪽에 있죠? 엉덩이 뒤에 있으니까 그지?
And
엉덩이
side.
절로 옮겨 옆으로 그리고
Step.
가까이야
Push. Right? The same. And
엉덩이 저쪽
out.
엉덩이 이쪽
Step.
그리고
And push. And 1, 2, 3. Push. And 5, 6, 7. Push. It remains in your supporting leg until the third count. Look. 1, 2. Remains here. Shift your weight and tap. And now remains on the right. Remains. Step. Shift my weight. Tap. And remains. Shift my weight. Tap.
이렇게 하는 거랑 똑같이
and.
그러니까
difficult, okay? But it's the same concept. It's the same step. We're just changing the directions. With our left, we push.
왼쪽 다리로 무릎을 펴면서 밀어주고
And pull.
밀고
Yeah? Supporting leg is the one that is pushing. I am not doing this, okay?
이건 아니고
With the weight on my supporting leg, I just need my knee. I
이
lift
다리가
it. You see? And then I push.
펴지면서 엉덩이를 위로 밀어줘.
Push. And push. And
펴면서 밀어주고 엉덩이를
push.
밀어주고
Push. And you see my torso needs to come not here.
상체가 앞으로 기울어져 있죠.
And go, and go, and go, 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 go. The way that I push the floor is like ball of the foot, push it. 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 5, 6, 7, syncopation. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. This is fundamentals. And then the variations. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and yes, anything that you want to step the cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, 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 bass, bam, bam, push, push, and push, push. Everything works the same way with the transition.
Amor, eu não consigo te esquecer. Sinto muito a sua falta. Mas é preciso mentir. Jamais fica ele sobre nós.